Let's go live. All right, welcome to Master the Game. I am Juce, and tonight we are playing the Swamplands of ThaCos campaign. So I'm going to go around, let everybody introduce their characters, and we will then jump in where we left off last time. First up, we will start with Josh.
Hello, yes, I'm Josh. I'm playing Serene. I am a cleric who apparently does not have armor at the moment. And I'm frontline, so this is going to be fun.
That is true. To be fair, I believe we had someone has this sound on in the background.
Swamplands of ThaCos.
All right, there we go. I believe. Why were you not in armor? I can't remember.
Because I was hiding inside of our little goblin's shirt, and my armor made it so I couldn't get small enough to hide.
That is right. That is right. Okay, yes, I forgot about that. All right, so yes, and speaking of which, our little goblin friend is all of a sudden no longer here. We'll come up with a reason for it, but right now you just don't see him at all anywhere around you. Next up is Harold. Feel free to introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I am Harold, and I am playing Magnus Blackhorn, a tiefling blood hunter monk.
I love it. Next up is BN Drake.
Yes, I'll be playing Black Trunk, Treant, and making sure the party is properly hydrated along the way. It's very important.
To be fair, Black Trunk is everybody's favorite water boy. So,
yeah.
Next up is Lothgar. Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate. I'm playing a human barbarian, Lothgar Gorath, and I'm hoping to cut off some heads this session.
Oh, I'm sure you'll probably get that opportunity.
Much for the pacifist, Ron.
So last session, the party kind of participated in a ritual where their goblin necromancer friend may have kind of become a demon. And anyways, he kind of let these cultists perform this ritual on him because they were feeding him well. And anyways, all those cultists kind of got killed by a bunch of werewolves. And the party retreated with their goblin friend and managed to get him some help by taking him to this temple where they performed a ritual that removed this curse from him.
The magic bathtub.
Yes, the magic bathtub in the temple. It removed this curse from their goblin friend who didn't want these horns and sweet badass claws anymore. That he never got to use, unfortunately. And then they decided to go out and see what happened to the rest of the cultists, things like that. They went out and found there was, on the outer wall of the city, on the north side of Traskeel, was the wall was kind of collapsed inwards. They proceeded to step through it and look around, and they saw this path from this wall all the way to these ruins that were up on a hill. They proceeded to walk out there. I think there was another encounter out there, if I remember correctly. And then as they got closer to these ruins, they saw a couple wolves in the archway and some werewolves perched up on top of these ruins, these massive ruins. And we ended the session right there. Now,
we also buried Lawrence in the church. Our NPC friend who we hired, who we paid lots of gold for, probably more than we should have.
900.
Yes, he died.
You were going to give him 900. You didn't pay him in full. They only got half.
But
now we don't have to pay him anything.
I did get his money back.
Yeah.
It's the Festival of Morris.
Yep.
That's supposed to happen.
Yep.
It actually was happening.
Yeah, it just started, I believe.
We're missing it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. We went by a place that wasn't selling any books, so I don't think Black Trunk's not really impressed with this town. What else? I talked to a twisted tree who didn't get much sunlight, gave him some water.
That's
and
right.
I did I think I liked the light spell, but it really didn't. It was a kind gesture.
Yes.
And he told me that the wolves pass back and forth through here, sometimes dragging bodies, I believe.
Mhm.
Sometimes they're on two legs. And then we went up, and I think we were supposed to cross the water, and that's when Thunk sent in Bob and Frank, or
The
Fred,
dead friends.
the dead friends, to go get something, and that's when the crocodile got him. And I spoke to him, and we gave him a ham
Oh
that,
yeah.
that Thunk had, and the crocodile let us pass.
Yes. Man, you got some good notes. Yes, that's what it was. I knew there was some sort of an encounter there. I just didn't remember how it played out. Oh, that's great. Yes, so that is exactly what happened. So Thunk has left you guys. And
Looking for more dead friends.
probably looking for dead friends, or maybe he's looking for
Yeah.
more cultists to feed him again. And you guys are standing here on this kind of muddy trail that leads straight up
nice.
to these ruins. Yeah, you
Good.
probably like it. It is
Love
wet,
it.
but you know
Yep.
the water is corrupt.
So it all the way up here.
Yeah, all this feels
Okay.
Yeah, it feels gross actually to you. It tastes gross.
Well, I take out my endless decanter of water and chug some down to help wash out,
Oh yeah.
dilute some of the corrupted water that I'm absorbing.
I dig it.
All we have to do is empty that decanter over the water until we fill up the entire lake with more clean water than dirty, and eventually the parts per million will be low enough.
That's an excellent idea.
Yeah, you're talking
And
about
everyone
rules.
will die because we flood the town.
Love it. So what would you guys like to do? You see the werewolves and the wolves kind of retreated back, and you can't see them anymore.
Well, Thunk's missing. We have no idea what's going on here exactly, except there's werewolves. They killed a bunch of cultists who tried to turn Thunk into a demon. People in the town might very well be partially werewolf, for all we know. And things are looking unfortunate.
And this
We can
area is
either-
cursed.
We can either try and deal with the werewolves, or, now hear me out, we can go back to the town and enjoy the festival going on and wait for the werewolves to come meet us there as they try and kill everyone in town.
How do you know they're going to do that?
Well, they had that flyer they gave that we found that first brought us here in the first place. About the hedonistic endeavors that were on the werewolf.
Weren't we going to warn the mayor? No. He could be in danger.
He could be the danger for all we know. The guards didn't exactly impress either when we spoke with them. Or we can try and deal with some of the werewolves out here that we know are violent.
Well, I think we should go crush some skulls. Ugh, and I start doing like this flexing pose and start cracking my knuckles.
That seems to be quite a bit of all that you think, isn't it?
Ha! Well, yes.
I had a feeling. Well, we're not exactly prepared to deal with the situation that might be in there. There are plenty of spells remaining. How about you, Black Trunk?
Oh, I'm properly hydrated. I feel great.
That's good to hear.
Well, maybe we should turn back then. We don't know what's out there. But we
We
do
don't.
know this is where they're at. We can come
Exactly.
back and reassess the situation, maybe.
That's probably our best bet at the moment.
And then I kind of just hang my head in shame, just look all depressed and stuff as I'm just kind of meandering back.
You ready, Black Trunk?
Did we see just werewolves, or did we see?
So you saw
Like,
two regular wolves inside the archway, and then up on top of the ruins, you saw two werewolves.
Okay, and the mayor's house is in this direction or a different direction?
It's behind you inside the city walls. In fact, this wall that is collapsed is kind of like in the backyard of the mayor's mansion.
Yeah, it was like pretty much
You can
dead
see
center,
the wall from the mansion, and from the wall you can see the back of the mansion.
Are there lanterns to the mayor's house? Isn't the lanterns?
They're kind of around it, yes.
Are they supposed to keep away the werewolves or something?
Yes.
Well, we should just go check on the mayor's house.
That might be a better idea than dealing with the werewolves right now.
So you do remember also that in town at the start of the festival, the mayor was in town. He was on stage, I believe, talking to the crowd when you guys left.
Even better reason to go and check on the mayor's house.
And they had tributes. Remember, it was the younger males in town were the tributes on the stage.
Yep.
So he was with all of them.
Are we gonna have to deal with that crocodile again when we come back?
Sure, does anyone have food on them?
I got some rations. I don't know if you'll like that.
Well, Black Trunk seems to have a certain way with him, so maybe the two of them can hit it off again. Or maybe he'll remember Black Trunk and be friendly.
Well, if we do go into town, we'll have to pick up some more ham to satiate him when we return.
If there's any ham to be had.
I have a feeling there'll be plenty of meat in town.
Well, if we're not going to the mayor's house, we should return.
I think that's our best option at the moment. Maybe our inn will finally be clear of guards so I can get my armor back, and then we can deal with this.
Where is your armor?
In the inn.
She's not wearing it.
As long as the guards are out of the entranceway, we should be allowed back in. It's been a few hours.
Okay. So your guys' plan is to head back to the inn?
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
Back to town in general.
Yeah.
Do we want to go back to the same route? I mean, I don't know if we
Well, we can follow the lanterns from the mayor's house. I assume that there'd be a marked path with the lanterns around the side for safety.
Yeah, at least a road or a trail.
So you guys had went through the woods last time.
Yeah, the blood trail.
Yes, you were following the blood from the wolves that killed the cultists.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are heading around the mansion, around the lanterns to the front?
Yep.
And then just taking the trail back?
Yeah, that'll be faster and easier and probably safer.
Okay. So you start to head, you pass back through the wall, and you see the back of the mansion. It's early in the day, but obviously it's always overcast here, like I've said before. Always gray skies. You never see any nice sunlight. It's gloomy all the time. And as you're making your way around the mansion, you see guards who have not noticed you, who seem to be patrolling around the mansion. They look actually fairly young, probably mid-20s, which compared to the guards you had seen before up in the town, like those guards were mostly older men.
From what we know of the town, would anything seem illegal about approaching the mayor's house?
Not necessarily off the top. I mean, do you think it'd be illegal to approach a mayor's house?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
unless you've read their laws, I don't think you would know. None of you have been to Traskeel before.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and then as far as I'm aware, as long as we don't look threatening, they're not just going to attack us.
Yeah.
That's at least I would think that.
Yeah, probably best if we keep our distance still and make a wide berth around the manor.
Are you
No
trying
reason to
not
get-
to be seen or not caring?
Doesn't really matter if we're seen or not, just as long as it appears we're in the swamp and not directly by the mayor's house.
Well, you're not in the swamp. The swamp's outside the walls
yeah.
of the city. And you're back inside the walls now. So now it's like dry ground.
Okay, yeah.
It's going to look mighty suspicious if we just come back from that direction.
Yeah,
and they
so
see us.
Make a wide berth.
Yeah, let's just stay out of sight.
Yeah.
Maybe
we
the
shouldn't warn them
outskirts of
about the wolves.
forest.
I think they might already know about the wolves.
Okay.
It's kind of hard not to know there's wolves here when you live right next door to a
Or
keep
the
filled with them.
Times people miss the forest for the trees.
That is true, but they do have a bunch of lanterns to protect themselves from things such as the wolves, so they must have some idea that things are not good here.
Okay. So you guys kind of stay off into the tree line, avoiding them, trying to get back around towards the path. You're able to do so. You get back on the path and you're walking on it. And like I explained to you before, it kind of snakes through these woods, kind of, with some spots that are more open to the sides. And as you start to get back towards the town, you can hear some celebration. It's not as loud as you probably would expect, especially for a festival of gluttony. And, you would probably expect it to basically be like Mardi Gras or something, And there's some good crowd noise, but not anything too crazy. As you make your way back into the town, and you start passing some of the outskirts and some of the buildings, you see somebody that you don't recognize, who clearly does not look like most of the older people around town. Feel free to describe what they see, Magnus.
You see a tall, well-built tiefling with long white dreads that kind of stand out against his dark blue, almost purplish skin. It's got like a white goatee, very well maintained. Completely red eyes, no iris, no pupil, just the whole thing is red. He's got a long sword on his back, along with a long bow and a light crossbow on his side, and little backpack that looks like it's stuffed with probably everything one would need to survive in the wilds.
So looking out, you see these three people heading into town from the north side of town on the trail, Magnus. You see a female with her holy symbol. Serene, what do you look like as you're making your way into town for Magnus?
She has long blonde hair, sky blue eyes. She is about average height. She's wearing almost pure white, and at the moment she looks a bit like a drowned rat and is covered in mud.
Nice. You also see a tree that's about 9 feet tall, black trunk. What do you look like? A tree, 9 foot tall. Are you carrying a staff or anything?
You're muted right now if you're talking.
I don't carry a staff.
Okay. Just a naked tree.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I think my leaves are like brown. I got like brown, black leaves. Because it's getting close to winter, right?
Yes. Well, it probably feels like it here in Traskeel.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Lothgar? What do you look like?
Just a very tall, well-built, very muscular human in a loincloth who's carrying a big great axe on his back.
And carries it in a way that shows off his muscles in his arm just right.
Every time, all the time.
He was flexing for the guard the previous day.
So. He was.
Yeah.
At a murder scene, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
You know, a place where you wouldn't normally find someone showboating about how strong they are.
Oh yeah,
how awesome they are.
There's definitely some valid like battle scars on his face, like one across the eye, one across the nose. You know, like I've definitely battle hardened.
In fact, if you stopped at the inn, Magnus, you probably heard people talking about Lothgar at the inn, basically being naked and boasting about how big his muscles were the whole time that people were trying to investigate the dead bodies that, you know, are nowhere to be found because they were disintegrated. But, you know.
Okay.
So what would you all like to do as you come face to face with each other?
Morning.
Morning.
You don't seem like I haven't seen you around here yet.
I'm new in town on a hunting trip.
Hunting, you say? Hunting what?
Whatever gets me going. At the moment, lichens.
You sound a bit parched. Would you like a glass of water? And I take out my endless decanter of water in a cup and pour you
He doesn't even wait for you to say yes. Here you go.
pour it. Yeah,
Definitely.
it's quite refreshing.
I make it a habit of drinking only from my own containers.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need some, you just let me know.
Well, if you're looking for lycanthropes, there's some werewolves a bit over that way. Just follow the trail for a while, past the mayor's house, behind it, outside the wall.
So you've seen them then?
Yeah, we planned on dealing with them, but we figured we'd come into town first.
And
Let the mayor know what's going on.
Yep. Just like she said, yes, we were just coming back to prepare ourselves for a fight. It's not going to be easy.
How many did you see?
Oh, at least 3 that I can remember.
2 wolves and 2 werewolves.
There were also the ones that slaughtered the people at the cultists during that ritual. Quite a few.
I'm sure there's more than that, though.
Probably more than I can handle on my own then.
Oh, we'll be going back out in probably an hour or so if you want to come along.
You see Black Trunk reach into his pouch and he pulls out, it's like a book. He pulls it out and starts looking at it, and he's looking at Magnus and then looking at his book. He hasn't opened it. He's just looking at the cover.
What was the book's name again?
He says, you don't look, you're a tiefling, but you don't look like the one on the cover of this book. And he shows you the book, and it's the Forbidden Love series, Sultry Gnomish Tiefling.
What does a tiefling look like?
So, you know what? Peter, what does the tiefling look like on the book?
Oh, it's, let's see. He described like purple. This tiefling's like red.
Beautiful.
And not as tall or as big as Magnus.
Does the tiefling have horns?
Yes.
What color are the horns?
The horns are like opaque.
So yeah, upon like being closer to me and actually seeing, you can actually see that I have like small, kind of almost like ram's horns that kind of protrude from my temples, and they're black.
Oh
my.
Just like super, just like looks like they're almost carved from like obsidian.
Oh. So I show you the picture. Is this an accurate description of a tiefling?
My people tend to come on all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Oh,
Not all of us tend to be as vibrant.
well, I'm almost finished. If you are an avid reader, you can borrow it if you wish.
I appreciate that, but I think I'll pass. However, I will accompany you when you set out to defeat the wolves.
And then I take my great axe and put it over my shoulders and start flexing my muscles as I'm kind of like bending the end a little bit. And I just go, so what's your name?
The name is Magnus Blackhorn.
Well, I'm Lothgard, and I take the axe and just stick it straight in the ground as hard as I can. Whack!
Oh, you're Black Horn, and I'm Black Trunk.
You're like
Yeah.
this.
That makes sense.
It's a match made in heaven.
Serene, pleasure to meet you, Magnus.
Indeed.
She usually wears armor.
And I'm usually not covered in mud and drenched in swamp water either.
Yeah, you probably noticed that they stink quite a bit. They've been in and out of the swamps quite a bit lately without baths.
Yeah. Well, the goblin got a bath.
Who needs a bath?
You by the smell of it.
That's just the smell of musk. It's a man smell.
You smell like teen spirit. It's time for us to get bathed.
So I guess you're the scent I picked up when I got into town. I can smell you from about half a mile away.
I'm not surprised. It's been a wild night, to say the least.
Nonsense. It just helps mask the smell of cleanliness.
Out of nowhere, you guys see this old man, like from behind Lothgar, grab his shoulder and then puke right on his feet. And he's holding a jug of ale.
And I just slap his back. Oh, having a good time, friend.
And he like tries to, like, he thinks you're holding your hand out with a cup. And so he pours some of his ale just all over your hand, not realizing you were not holding a tankard.
Well, enjoy yourself, sir. And then I just slap him really hard on the back and kind of push him away.
He totally does that drunk thing where he like does a few steps and you can see he's slowly starting to fall over and getting worse and worse, and then face plants and just lays there for a minute.
And I just let out a bellowing laugh.
Meanwhile, a teenager runs up, teenage girl, Gregory, oh my gosh, and like she starts trying to like help him up. Are you okay? Great, I'm having a blast. And like you see blood running down his lips, from his bloody nose from smacking the ground.
My.
I slipped. I tripped over the cobblestone. I'm fine. Just give me a moment. And then she turns around and just starts apologizing profusely. I'm so sorry for my uncle. He's a little bit of a mess right now. He always gets a little bit too carried away when free ale is involved.
No problem at all. And I kind of just gave her like a nice little pat on her shoulder.
Yeah.
She just kind of looks at you.
Problem when you drink the H2O.
Sounds like
we don't drink that really around here much.
I've heard.
We've noticed.
Avoid the wells if you are not familiar.
Indeed. That's
so
what
we've been
tried.
told.
And she kind of is like, well, have fun at the festival. And she goes and like helps her uncle up and starts walking him away from the festival.
Does he have a tankard in his hand?
He has a jug.
A jug.
Yes.
Of water now.
Does the well, I guess I can't. I guess I can't tell how full the jug is.
Yeah, you can't really tell. It didn't seem like it was too full based on how far he had to turn it to pour in any of it out.
Can I have your jug for a moment?
He like stops and turns. I've never spoke to a tree, but sure.
Oh, thank you. I take a sniff.
It smells like ale for sure. Pretty cheap ale too.
Yeah, how much is in there?
Not much. It's almost all gone.
I will help you out. I'll give you a refill. I take out my decanter of water and I just fill it up for him.
And you see him like perk up. Oh, this is great. And like his niece, he doesn't need any more. Please, don't give him too much.
Oh, trust me, this will help.
And that's how Black Trunk invented grog.
Well, you have a good time.
Yeah, he's gonna have a great time sleeping at home and missing the rest of the festival.
As long as he's safe, that's what matters.
And he kind of thanks you as he notices how much heavier the jug is. Did you fill it all the way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so his arm is like just down completely by his side because how heavy it is now. And they head off to where like the rickety old houses are that aren't in very good shape.
There's a man who's about to die of alcohol poisoning. Let's find some place to clean up, shall we?
Yeah, you see the tavern is still like, so in the town square, you see the stage and you see the tavern off to the side, but most of the people are still congregated by the stage. On the stage, some people are playing music, like a some kind of a performance of some sort, an upbeat kind of song, heavy on the drums. Little bit of flute action and stuff going on, but drums are the predominant instrument being played. You guys want to head into the tavern to get clean?
I think it would be a good idea.
I'm going to hang outside.
Yep. Black Trunk, you could stay outside. What's Magnus and Lothgar doing?
Well, Lothgar is going to probably take Serene's advice and go take a bath finally.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go inside to be away from the tree because I feel like he's gonna try to offer me more water.
He will.
No. He doesn't do that.
Don't worry, it's non-alcoholic.
I mean, you did make it very clear you only drink from your own things, your own containers. He doesn't seem that persistent.
Hey, that doesn't mean he can't give you water in your container and then you can drink it.
That is true.
That is, yeah. I'll hang out with the tree.
Perfect. So Lothgar and Serene, you guys go up, and the one of the people who works at the tavern runs you each some bath water in your personal rooms. So yeah, you're able to do that. If you need to get anything from your rooms, you can or whatever. But yeah, meantime, you guys, Magnus and Black Trunk, you guys are outside seeing the different activities. Meanwhile, on the stage, after this performance, you can see... so at the front of the stage, on the ground, guards line the stage, like shoulder to shoulder, like no space between them. Like you can't like push through if you wanted to, kind of thing. They're all minimum 40 years old. Some of them are even older, maybe even in their 60s. More frail looking guards are in their 60s and stuff. Very pale. Not the best looking when it comes to health wise. They just look, week. On the stage,
Purely a fantasy world. Yes. Continue.
right. On the stage, you see the curtains part, and you see a scene of a large temple. And it's shaped with this dome over top. And you see out the archway, you see this dragon head come out. And it's not a real dragon. It's like a paper mache dragon head or something that comes out. And from the side of the stage, you see this this person kind of dressed like a man. And he tells the dragon, "No, we will not give you treasure anymore." And he pounds his fist in his hand, and then all of a sudden a couple people dressed in all black come out, and they give him a sword, and they slide on this fake armor, stage armor, and then he holds his sword up, and you see all of a sudden the dragon flees from this place and runs off the stage on the other side.
Yeah, during this, Black Trunk is slowly creeping forward, getting closer and closer, because this is really interesting. Reminds him of a book he read when he's watching.
I love it. So the dragon then creeps off to the side of the stage. Meanwhile, you see the temple that's in the center. All of a sudden, the dome crumbles in on itself, and you still see the walls and the archway. And then you see some people dressed like wolves come out and approach this guy. And then all of a sudden, you see the wolves kind of in him fighting, but nobody seems to get the upper hand. And then you see some people start holding up blue lanterns, lanterns with blue lights. They look like they're mimicking the posts on the trails. And the wolves retreat back into the temple. And then that is the end of the play.
Oh, yes.
And the curtains close.
There's some clapping branches from Black Trunk.
Yeah, people start clapping in the crowd, too.
That was quite well, Magnus.
While the play was happening, I would have followed Black Trunk, but while I was kind of keeping pace, I would have been seeing if I can sniff out any werewolves amongst the crowd or anyone in our vicinity.
Okay. How does that ability work?
Perception check.
Just a perception check? And how do you know if there's a range that you can smell that type of thing? Or?
1 mile.
1 mile.
What?
1 mile.
1 mile.
1.3762 kilometers.
So you can smell for sure the scent that you are trying to. But you could smell it when you walked into this town.
Okay.
And it's almost in some areas it smells stronger than others, but this place reeks of that smell.
Is it almost like whoever they are in human form is here, or it's just because this area is just so permeated with werewolves?
There's definitely, so you would probably be able to distinguish, I would assume. You think that they would be in human form, probably either amongst the crowd. It's hard to discern specifically without going up and smelling
sniffing
people.
Okay.
Yeah, which if you want to do, that's fine. It's your choice. But yes, there's more than a couple in this crowd.
Yep. While Black Trunk is clapping, just kind of look up. Keep on the lookout. There are lichens here somewhere.
Oh. Were they performing? Were they in the crowd? They're everywhere?
They're amongst the crowd. The nose never lies.
Meanwhile,
Black Trunk ponders that statement.
Meanwhile, Lothgar makes his way out of the tavern. Serene, you do as well. Are you still not wearing your armor?
Oh no, she comes out in glistening silver chainmail with the big symbol on her shield and her mace on her hip, and the big white tabard with the rose and the stringed up barley of Shantia,
Love it.
Okay.
literally shining in the sun.
But now that you've seen me come out, I have like my great sword tethered to my back. Same with my great axe on the other side, and I have like a custom like hitch kind of built, like goes around my chest and around my waist to hold those together on there. And I have like what looks like a set of javelins on my right hand side on that same thing, and then on the left hand side I have my sling attached.
Okay, like a sling for like rocks.
Yeah, like a normal sling. Yeah,
Okay.
for rocks.
Okay. You see Black Trunk and Magnus up more towards the crowd, watching the stage that has now just had the curtains closed. Meanwhile, you see a lot of people making their way through with plates of food. A lot of meat on here. Pretty much all meat and bread.
What's the water situation? I mean, are they drinking ale, and what's going on?
Oh, it's all ale, wine.
Lothgar is definitely gonna grab some meat and some bread, and grab a pint.
All right, you are able to do so.
And I'm gonna sit down
The
at the
meat
nearest
tastes
table.
good, a bit dry, but good. You know, much like a turkey dinner. You know, in some people's homes.
Oh, no, I'm just tearing into that, just like a wild animal.
All right,
I'm gonna grab some meat too, mainly because it might be good for the alligator
all right.
if we encounter him again.
Yeah, you're
You know
able to
what?
do so.
I will also take meat. I'm gonna sniff it first before I eat it.
Yeah, it does not
It's
smell
good,
like
my
werewolf.
friend. I'm gonna notice that you did that. I'm gonna be like, oh, it's good, my friend. See, I'm eating it. As I'm just devouring it.
You're tearing into it. Yeah, Black Trunk just kind of looks at you and then looks at Magnus. What does your nose tell you about him?
There, I haven't sniffed him yet.
Oh my!
You haven't what now? As I'm eating.
He hasn't sniffed you yet.
I'll like, well, as long as the meat doesn't smell tainted or poisoned, I'll start tearing into it. Also, like a wild animal.
I'm gonna stand with Black Trunk, who's also not eating the meat. Just kind of watch.
It was a very good performance that you missed. Reminded me of a book I read. Of course, the salacious parts were not in there. That could be the second act. I'm not sure.
Pray tell. What was the performance?
It was something about, I guess, a warrior and who fought some wolves. Well, scared off a dragon, and then he fought some wolves. We could go find the actor and ask him about it. I wouldn't mind speaking with him.
Could be interesting.
I'm going to scan the crowd and look
Yeah.
for him.
So looking around the crowd, you actually see he's off to the side of the stage, talking to a couple people that also were up in the performance. And then he makes his way into the crowd and starts partaking in having some drinks and stuff. There's a pretty condensed crowd between you and him, but he is among the crowd now.
Oh, there he is. And I take my branch and point him out.
He sees that, by the way, and looks in your direction. He doesn't know where your eyes are, but he sees the tree with the branches that kind of like curl down and one branch like pointing right at him. and he actually starts making his way through the crowd towards you guys.
I would like to sniff him when he gets sniffing right.
So when he
Who's
comes
that, me?
up, he's got a cup that he's holding, like pinky out. It's got wine in it. He's actually dressed pretty well, still in the outfit that he was wearing on stage. It looks like a very high-end style clothing, but clearly it's cheap imitation because it's theater brand. And he's standing there, and he's like, "Oh, did you like the performance?"
It was exceptional.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. How did I do?
You were outstanding.
I really like this fellow. And who, pray tell, are you?
I'm Black Trunk.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. And who are your friends? You are obviously not from here.
Well,
Get uncomfortably close.
like I said, we're really big fans.
I am Magnus Blackhorn, and I found your performance quite enjoyable.
So you like sniff his shoulder?
Yeah, I'm seeing if
Like
he smells
goes
like
in.
a werewolf.
He does not smell like a werewolf. He actually smells pretty good. He smells probably like he was in a room where some cooking had been done, and it smells delightful.
You smell quite delightful.
And his nose never
Thank you.
lies.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. What was your favorite part about the performance?
Oh, is he just asking all of us and asking us in
it's
general?
like a crowd. He's like making small talk. He's so excited.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at him and be like, I didn't see your performance. I was cleaning up.
Oh,
That's why I keep eating. Sorry.
that's unfortunate because, like they said, it was a fantastic performance. You could have learned about our recent history.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I
I myself too am a performer of sorts.
Oh, are you? What type of performance
and
do
then
you
starts doing like the Johnny Bravo like
Yeah.
flexing thing.
Are you a male entertainer?
No,
That's exactly
no,
what
no,
he
no,
is.
No, I
She seems to like you.
I kill things for sport.
Oh, well, that's barbaric.
No.
Yes, yes.
Well, yes. Yes, it is. However, have you ever been in a huge arena when people are all cheering you when you're taking
No.
that final slice off
No.
of somebody's head?
No, but that would be fantastic one day to perform in front of many more than just Traskeel.
I miss the life. As I get back to drinking and just getting
Okay.
back into my
So who were you portraying?
Oh, our wonderful mayor.
Oh, the mayor. We
Yes.
saw his house.
Oh, did you? Nobody goes up there.
Oh, is there a reason they don't go up there?
Well, I mean, you shouldn't go there. Why would you go to the mayor's house?
Because it was there. We happened upon it.
Sometimes the guards rough you up. Typically, if people go there, they don't seem to come back. So we stay away from his house. However, the mayor is a wonderful man. He does appreciate his privacy there, but he did free us from the dragon that used to live just outside the wall. We used to have to pay tributes, which was what the play was about, paying tributes to the dragon. And he happened to have a way of scaring off the dragon.
How
Were-
recent was this history?
Oh, maybe 10 years ago.
You're
He's
telling
been-
me
he's been the mayor since. That is why we do the tributes every year. It's kind of like in remembrance of those we lost to the dragon.
you're telling me that he scared off a dragon single-handedly?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't happen at first. So the mayor left for some time, a couple months. He was a newly crowned mayor. He was looking for solutions, looking for adventurers to come help. When he returned, he had some armor that he was wearing. And he said that he had a solution, but it would take time. And we started paying tributes. And after a couple years of paying tributes, also with some of the men from the town, the younger men going to fight, which if you notice, you look around, most of our guards are older because the younger men could not, most of them didn't make it. Some of our best guards kind of lost the fight with the dragon. But the dragon retreated east to the mountains and just abandoned his lair. And the dragon left about 8 or 9 years ago.
And what was the bit about the wolves? I found that quite interesting.
Yeah, shortly after the dragon, we noticed, livestock started disappearing from around the area, not just in Traskeel, mostly outside of Traskeel and surrounding farmlands and stuff. If you notice, there's not a lot of villages or anything near Traskeel anymore because, wolves and werewolves have pretty much, run people off to more further areas away and things like that.
Has anything been done about the wolves or the werewolves?
Not yet. We're hoping the tributes will possibly help get rid of it, but we don't know. At one point, we did have a guy from Wolfheart Tower come out, wizard of some sort. He helped us with these lanterns that are along the paths. I don't remember his name at this time, but he helped some of the artisans we had. Since then, the people who predominantly helped us with the lanterns have disappeared from town. In fact, most people have disappeared from town just because trade has been slow and everything else. It's hard to survive around here now.
Understandable. What tribute do you mean to the wolves?
Well, we every year at this time, it used to be for Medea. We used to have a festival for her, but it changed to Morris. We decided to start celebrating, the more enjoyable things in life because Medea wasn't bringing us much luck, leading up to it. So we still do our tributes. That's, where basically our men go, and some of them, they train to be warriors and they go off and fight. Most of them we never see again. They go off to fight werewolves and stuff now, but we used to send them to fight the dragon. They used to get trained up and fight the dragon. So after a couple years, we had enough to fight the dragon, and they just never came back.
Where do they go to fight the werewolves?
I believe it's assumed that the werewolves have taken up residency in the old dragon's lair.
Where would that be?
North of town. That's all I know. Somewhere in the swamps.
Would make sense. Oh, then.
Well, sounds like we need to go do some cleanup.
I can't say I've ever been a tribute before, but it should be interesting.
Well, you can't technically be a tribute. Tributes are locals of Traskeel only. Those coming of age.
Well, if nothing else, at least we can try and deal with these annoying werewolves.
Do you have any other questions? I would love to talk about other plays if you would like.
Will you be performing anything else?
Not today, no. Today is all about that. But possibly in a couple weeks, I'll be performing for the town. We'll probably be talking about... We'll be doing our performance of Shipwreck Bay, south of here. I'm still trying to learn the play. You see, our history on that's not very clear, and So we have a scholar supposed to be traveling here soon to help us with this play. But we should be ready in time.
Shipwreck Bay, is that the name?
Yeah, that's what we call it, just south of here.
Well, I hear that there used to be somebody who was around these parts that recently passed away, who was an expert with Shipwreck Bay.
Who was that?
Too bad. I don't know his name. He was some nobody who decided to waltz into town and get himself killed in the first 2 minutes he was here.
That sounds terrible. Was that what was happening at the tavern last night?
Oh, I'm sure of it. I don't know. I was too drunk to know.
Gotcha. Yeah, we heard there was a commotion at the tavern last night with some strange out-of-towners. I guess they brought some trouble and pissed some guys off, and basically ended up getting attacked by these guys, and I think 2 men were killed.
Yes, I had to bury one.
Oh, no.
The damn sad shame. They should have went out fighting.
It sounds like they did.
Not hard enough.
Well, if they fought hard enough, they wouldn't be dead.
But wouldn't the other people be dead?
Yep.
Where are those people? I heard there's like a bunch of people that I haven't seen. They were in black robes, but if you look around, nobody's wearing black robes here.
Oh, yes. They got themselves killed.
Oh.
No way around it.
Oh, they didn't just leave town?
No. Oh, they got mauled by something big.
The guy kind of looks over at Magnus and then looks back at you, and you notice you guys are taller than this guy. This guy's probably like 5'5". He's kind of like, oh, okay.
We're all taller than him.
Well, I'm gonna go and get back to talking to some of my friends, but this was very enjoyable. I will see you guys hopefully later, and maybe for the Shipwreck Bay performance later this month.
Well, I would love to see one of your performances sometime soon.
Yeah, we'll be reenacting the performance from earlier later tonight.
Oh, really?
Fantastic.
Yes.
I would love to be there for it.
Sounds great. Just be back when it starts to get dark.
We'll try to be.
He kind of makes his way over, and some of the guards part next to the stage so he can go back to, off to the side of the stage again.
I'll turn to the group. Well, I think I know where the werewolves are.
Oh, do pray tell.
At the place behind the mayor's home. I think that's where the dragon probably was. Be our best bet to deal with them there, then. What do you think, Magnus? You're a lycanthrope hunter?
I'm in agreement.
Sounds like we need to kill every last damn one of them, to me.
Agreed.
That is the idea. What do you say, Black Trunk, up for some violence?
Violence?
Yes.
Well, I guess some creatures just deserve a good mulching.
They are unnatural. It would be best if we stop them from corrupting the local lands any further.
Well, one thing of note that I caught in his conversation is we need to go potentially get inside of the mayor's house too. Something doesn't add up.
Well, the mayor's very suspicious. Just kind of... Well, let's get going and we can talk and walk at the same time as opposed to waiting here. But by and large, I think that...
With lichens, you can never be too careful.
It's a bit too convenient, the fact that the dragon disappears after the mayor scares it off, and then werewolves come almost immediately afterwards. People go up to the house and they disappear when they get close. It's kind of obvious he's up to no good.
Well, I'm ready whenever. Got my food full, or my belly full, and I'm ready to go whenever.
Shall we head out then?
Indeed. It's this way.
Magnus, how good are you at tracking?
Quite proficient.
Fantastic. So, I don't know. What direction do you guys want to go?
The direction we came from where we saw the werewolves in the little...
I feel like, I do feel like outside of character, I feel like we should probably go in a different direction, making it seem like we're not going towards the mayor's house, and then kind of follow this tree line, if that makes sense.
Well, it's several hours to get to the mayor's house, so we follow the road until we get within near eyesight of the mayor's house, then we just go off the road and approach it from the back.
Right. I just don't want people seeing us leaving town towards that direction. I feel like all it would take is one person seeing us leave that direction, and then some trouble might start, if that makes sense.
Well, they're going to see us leaving town no matter where we go, and if they wanted to follow us, it wouldn't be hard for them to follow us.
True. I guess
we
that's
don't
true.
exactly blend.
That's true. Well, I don't know. We got a tree to hide behind.
We have one tree to hide behind, but I think we're all too dummy thick to all hide behind it.
In a single file, though.
In a single file, there's a walking tree that points to things.
So you guys are heading straight up the main road that says to the mayor's house?
Probably that general direction.
I would say so, because it seems like it's got those lanterns, right?
Yeah.
It does. It is also
Yeah, so-
daytime. You notice, though,
Yeah.
you haven't fought a lot of stuff really bright daylight either. I mean, I guess there's no bright daylight here.
Right, but during the daytime.
Inside.
Gotcha.
Okay. And we're gonna get off the... How far away was the mayor's house from town
Couple
here?
hours. Nothing
Yeah,
crazy.
so- yeah, we can follow the road for a while, and then when we're about 2 miles out of the mayor's house, then get off the road and follow the tree line.
Yeah.
Is it getting dark at this point?
No, it's
No.
like midday. Like you literally.
Okay, perfect.
It was
perfect.
morning. You guys walked out. You saw like the initial tribute, I believe. Then you guys left. You saw the stuff you saw, and then you came back because the ritual happened last night at like midnight, I think, if I remember correctly. And you guys didn't head straight north. You guys did come back into town, I think, before you ended up going north because you formulated a plan, I think.
Yeah, we went ahead and we cured Thunk.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Over at the temple. And then you guys decided to go north. So, it's probably like just after lunchtime at this point.
Okay.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
So you could easily get there before dinner time if you're going back to the ruins or the mayor's house.
Yeah, probably the rent is where we should head because that's where we saw them. The mayor can be dealt with later if we need to.
Yeah, and it's believed the mayor's going to be hanging out at the festival all day.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys start heading your way back up towards the ruins. You stay on the path with the lanterns, these blue lights that are at the top of the poles, kind of like street lights, kind of that radiate a blue light. As you get up towards where you can see the mayor's mansion, do you guys want to again try to go back into the tree line to go around it?
Yeah, that would probably be our best bet, is head back into the tree line and disappear into there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice wide berth.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. You get up by the wall and where the trees kind of end again, and you're able to walk along the wall a little bit to where it's crumbled. Again, it's about 10 feet down, some difficult terrain, but there is a raised path once you go down that is raised above the swamps on the side. You don't see anything like an obvious threat, and you start walking on the path. You do see the ruins that lie ahead, And once again, you do see a couple werewolves on the top, and you see 2 wolves in the archway that seemingly notice you as soon as you come through that wall.
How far away are they from us?
About 150 feet.
Right. So how do you all want to handle this?
I think Black Trunk would have grabbed 2 plates of food before we left. My bad.
Okay. You have 2 plates of food.
Yeah, I stored them away.
Okay.
Yep. And I have a lot of that meat still, which I grabbed.
Okay.
Just head straight in, see what's up.
Straight up into the ruins.
Yep, that's our best bet. They see us, so if they're going to do anything,
Oh,
they're
they
gonna
see
do
you.
it
Yep.
anyway. Yeah.
There's
so-
no doubt about it. You can tell even the wolves, their ears are perked up. Wolves are big. They're not like the size of a dog. Like they're good size. And you see as you start walking ahead, you get about halfway, you get about 75 feet, and then the werewolves on the top go down and back, and you see the regular wolves go back through the archway. They just turn around nonchalantly and start walking away.
Looks like we're going to have a talk with them.
Are we walking? We're walking through the swamp, right?
You're on a path that's on a raised part of ground like this, and the swamp is down like this embankment on both sides. So
Okay.
it's just like a muddy path.
I leave the 2 plates on the embankment for the crocodile in case he wants to come and eat some food. 2 plates of food.
You can do it.
Is this single file? I take it where?
No, it's wide. It's wide enough that if you needed to take a wagon, you could fit a wagon on it. Clearly, based on the play, you would assume, oh, maybe they loaded up a wagon and took it back and forth with stuff for the dragon back in the day. But you don't see a wagon anywhere.
Makes sense. Okay.
And we're approaching an archway.
Yeah, so straight ahead are some stairs. So about 75 feet in front of you, there's some stairs that are crumbling, like really bad shape, that go up about another 10 feet again. And then there's flat ground. Now, these ruins are probably about, from where you're standing, it looks like they're maybe 100 feet wide from where you're at. The front, though, the part that protrudes, is only about 60 feet of that. So it's almost like there's an entrance that the archway goes into. That's 60 feet wide. It then goes back, and then it goes wide again.
All right. I'm going to look at the entrance to see if there's any writing on it.
Like above it or something?
Yeah, anything that looks...
No. Any distinguishable features seem to be worn away or something. Have overgrowth, some vines, moss all over it. It's hard to make out stuff.
Magnus, Lothgar, would you stop for a moment?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I raise up my hand and I put a hand on each of their shoulders and I say, may the goddess of bounty protect us. And I cast aid. So we all have, all 3 of us have 5 extra HP for the next 8 hours.
Yay.
Ooh, I love temp HP.
Not temporary, it's extra so I can
It's extra.
heal it.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Did you include me or no?
I didn't have enough to get Black Trunk in, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Black Trunk tends to be more at the back of the line, though, so I thought it's best.
No, that's fine. You said leaves and moss are all over this thing?
Moss and maybe like some shriveled up vines are all over it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Moss is a plant. I go and try to speak to the moss.
Okay. You hear a lot of little voices. Sounds like a bunch of chipmunks talking all at once. What do you say to the moss?
I say, well, good afternoon, of course.
Is it afternoon?
It's hard to tell, I know.
Or are you just saying good afternoon? Is it a good afternoon, or is it an afternoon to be good?
Oh, that's a good question. How about some fresh water? And I take my decanter of water and I pour some fresh water on it.
Oh, that's the best water we've had in years.
So, are there a lot of wolves that pass through here?
Oh, yes, all the time. Two are just right here. I'm assuming you're up at the top of the stairs now talking to the moss.
Yeah, wherever the moss is, yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
Do you know how many?
There's usually two just kind of standing watch or whatever they're doing. They kind of like just stand here. Careful over there. They pee over there a lot. And kind of, you see the moss kind of wiggle. You might notice something that nobody else noticed. It kind of wiggles and kind of makes a gesture that you can pick up on, pointing off to the side of the.
Yeah, I take my branch and point it over in that direction. They urinate over there.
Oh, that's good.
As you guys are standing here witnessing the conversation, you can see down the hallway of the ruins. The ceiling is all caved in, and so the ground is like chunks of rock. But on the sides, you see very crude, what looks like paintings or etchings. We'll say etchings that look like a green dragon, like claw marks that have etched it in, of like a dragon fighting werewolves on the hallway.
Okay.
Do you ever see a human walk through here?
No, just werewolves. I mean, we've seen one human comes through here with some very shiny armor and like a pretty red stone. It's the most colorful thing we ever see through here. It's kind of in the chest. It almost looks like some like a, I don't know, just like a fragment of a red stone of some sort.
Oh. Well, thank you. And I cast light like right above them, like right near them, so there's the light shining on them because they might appreciate that.
We don't need a lot of that. We like it dark. But I appreciate it.
Well, I let everybody know there's apparently somebody who comes through here in shiny armor with a red stone.
That sounds like the mayor.
My thoughts exactly.
Well, the werewolves fought the dragon according to the etchings. Perhaps we'll be able to get away with a conversation explaining things.
Is there anything on these paintings, any writings?
Are you walking into the hallway area then?
I guess we're walking up there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk into this hallway so you can see these things a little more clearly. You see what looks like, it's almost like in scenes. Like the first one is this green dragon. Oh, not green. A dragon. You would presume it's green because of the play, but just a dragon. The next thing you see is werewolves kind of popping up. Like you see like half of the characters are people, and the other half are werewolves, like wolves standing on two legs. Then in the next scene, you see just werewolves fighting a dragon, and then you see the last scene at the end of the hallway looks like werewolves just by themselves. And next to it, you see what's left of the wall, and you see these large metal doors that are rusted, and it's shut. But you can see a couple small holes next to it in the wall that maybe like the wolves could squeeze through.
Is it large enough for one of us to squeeze through as well? I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you guys are smaller than a werewolf. If you want to go through one of the holes, you can.
Does it smell like the werewolves went into that room?
You smell a werewolf's smell permeating from that direction. You guys pretty much know there's going to be werewolves beyond that door somewhere. You
All right,
also
I'm
smell
gonna-
regular wolves as well.
Can I tell how many there are based on the smell?
Give me a perception check. Probably not exactly how many, but yeah.
14.
Probably more than you've encountered at any given time before.
I'm certain there's quite a few beyond the doors. If we're entering, be ready.
Maybe we can draw him out.
I'll cast light cantrip on my shield so I can see, because I'm human.
So there is no roof.
Mhm.
So you
Oh.
still have the cloudy daylight above your head.
Oh. Perfect. I can see clearly now the roof is gone. Well,
Like you're kind of walking along the fragments of stone that were once the roof.
Well, they know we're here. They haven't come out to greet us yet. They're probably waiting for us. Maybe we should introduce ourselves.
How much do you know about wolves?
Wolves or werewolves? Wolves I know a bit about. Werewolves not so much.
This seems like a common wolf hunting tactic. They're drawing us into a trap.
Well,
Serene has been part of killing 2 werewolves and multiple wolves before. So has Black Trunk.
yeah, they're just werewolves. They died as they lived.
That was how you guys got the first flyer for this place.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna, out of my little satchel I have in my back, I'm gonna pull out a vial of oil
Okay.
and throw it like as at an angle to where it's gonna splash as much radius like through the hole and whatnot.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna light it on fire with my torch.
Oh, so you guys aren't crawling through the hole like you had talked about before?
I'm gonna try to draw him out. Maybe smoking him out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you do that. You throw the oil, and you light it on fire, and it goes through the hole. It's burning.
All right. I'm gonna kind of like look down through the hole to see what I can see while it's burning.
So it's like a hole in the wall. So you kind of see the flames. When you look through the hole, you see like flat ground, and then you see another wall, probably 20 feet through the hole.
You did say there was a door nearby, right?
Yeah, there's a door right next to the hole.
Okay.
A
I'm
big
gonna
iron
open-
door that's rusted.
I'm gonna try to open the door.
Okay. You go to pull it. Give me a athletics check.
Oh, yes. I was hoping you'd say that.
Werewolf.
I see a wolf. I see a wolf.
roll initiative, Black
Black
Trunk.
Trunk threw it out.
Athletics is part of acrobatics, I'm assuming, or
Those are 2
oh,
different.
wait, no, there it is.
yeah.
Okay, there it is.
One's
Plus
dex
4.
based, one's strength based.
Oh yeah, +4. That'd be 21.
Okay. Yeah, you feel the door is rusted shut, but then all of a sudden it breaks away. And you see some chunks of rusted metal fall to the floor, and you hear this loud as you pull the door open. When you look straight ahead, you can see there's a wall, but then there's like another archway, and it starts descending down straight ahead.
All right, everything's made of stone, though, right?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Okay.
Except for these doors
besides-
so far.
Right.
Are you in the front and everyone else is behind you? Or what's everyone else doing as he's lit the fire and now opened the door?
I'm
Green
looking. Yeah, I'm looking in to see if I can see anything.
Okay. Yeah, when you see straight ahead, you actually see, so it goes down, and then there's like, you can't really see the sides, but straight ahead you can see there's like it It almost looks like it's like a pit, like it goes down, and there was like an amphitheater or something, or like a theater room. Lots of places where people probably would have sat. So like, not benches because it's just stone. So with the steps, you probably have larger steps along the sides that kind of go down, and then there's a raised spot in the middle, straight ahead, and there's also more of those larger steps that people could sit on to the sides of that. And up on that raised part, you see what looks like a crumpled throne. Lots of pieces are broke off. And there's actually an altar in front of it, about 5 feet in front of this throne. Sitting in the throne is a werewolf in werewolf form, just sitting there. He seemingly sees you. And you see flanking the throne are 2 wolves right next to him, just sitting there, watching you.
What do you see, Magnus?
You probably see it too, Lothgar.
I'm a human. I don't have dark vision.
You don't need it. It's daytime, and there's no roof.
Oh, there's no roof. Okay, never
Nope.
mind. I keep forgetting that.
So
that
basically,
word.
it's just walls and like
These are ruins.
Yeah.
Nothing above. Yeah,
Gotcha.
roof.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of times when I say there's ruins, I'm assuming most places have no roof. It's like crumpled in, it's decrepit. Unless I say I would, if I use the term like abandoned building, I'm assuming there's a roof. If I say ruins, usually not a roof in the way I envision it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll try to probably have better descriptions moving
No,
forward.
that's fine.
What do you think, Magnus?
How far away are they from us?
So this place is massive. It is big enough that, again, a green dragon could have fit through this door that he just opened. And so I would say probably 180 feet away. So this is a large temple.
Yeah, it's a little long for my longbow.
Oh, should we head on inside and introduce ourselves?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's go strutting on in.
Yep. So you guys
All right,
walk
I'll
by
start.
this fire that's all along the left side of this open area. And to the sides, you actually see like statues of a dragon that are golden dragons that look pristine, facing you from both sides. It looks, in fact, as you guys are walking, who's in the front?
It would probably be me, at least.
Lothgar, what's
Yeah.
your passive perception?
13.
Okay, so you step on what is clearly a pressure plate. You feel it go click, and you hear from the sides from these dragons a hiss, but nothing comes out. Seemingly, this was once a trap that just didn't do anything. It seems to have expended its charges at some point. And as you guys continue to walk forward, you now are at the top of the steps. And when you look in, you see werewolves casually sitting in like the high end of the sides at the top. And they're just like, some of them are sitting with like a leg up and an arm like on their knee. And they're all watching you like, ooh, this is interesting. But they're not acting threatening. And as that happens, the iron door behind you guys shuts. And you just hear this loud boom.
Well, it appears we're stuck in here.
You can crawl through the
friendly.
flaming hole.
Well, it appears we will have to challenge one of them to a duel.
Why?
You're about 130 feet away from the one in the throne, by the way.
Why are we going to have to fight anyone? Let's just talk to them and figure out what's going on here.
I have my suspicions of what's happening.
Somehow, I don't think Magnus wishes to speak with them.
I can understand that. However, we are surrounded by them at the moment.
They haven't attacked us yet either.
Exactly. keep heading towards the throne.
Yeah,
Black,
I guess.
Black Trunk is taking a very wide angle away from the fire that was started. Because he is terrified
All
of
right,
fire.
so you kind of go off to the right-hand side
Yes.
as all this is happening.
Very far away, as far as I can get.
Yep. So you probably pass Lothgar after the pressure plate, and you move into the room and start going off to the side a little. Everyone starts making their way down the stairs. Now the stairs are kind of crumbling. They're kind of rough. I would say they are rough terrain, and there's a lot of stairs as you make your way down. In the center of this room, before the platform, there looks like just a very large open area. Probably big enough for a dragon to have laid in this spot. Maybe at one point, if it had a horde, maybe it was right here, and the dragon could sleep on it. You know, it's just conveniently sized, what you would assume a dragon size would be. And as you get about halfway down, you see some of the wolves up top kind of encircle you, but they don't close in. They just kind of stay around that top ring and kind of block the archway behind you guys.
Cool.
And then have a seat. You probably think that there might be 60 to 80 werewolves just right off the bat.
Nice.
And there are some wolves that are up there with them as well. You are grossly outnumbered.
That's a lot of XP.
It is for them.
Or a lot of death.
See, it's that kind of negativity that's never going to get you anywhere in life.
When you get down to the bottom step and you are now in that flat area I talked about, the main werewolf kind of crosses his arms, and you can see he starts pulling all the hair on the bottom of his jaw to the front, almost like someone playing with their beard. And we will take a short break right there. So we will be right back. All right, we are back. So straight ahead, like I said, up on this platform, you are now about 30 feet away from this werewolf who is still sitting on his throne. Now, the two wolves have moved forward, though, on the platform. They are at the edge of the platform, and they are laying down obediently.
All right, keep approaching.
How
Very
close are you hoping to get?
Within, I would say, speaking distance, at least.
You can speak from here and be heard. Again, you're only like 20 feet away.
Oh,
Well, Serene, this is your time to shine.
it is. Hello.
Yes. What you see is like claw lift up. And he waves. What brings you to our home?
Honestly, a lot of it's curiosity.
We saw
Heard
a
the
play.
story. Exactly.
Oh, did you now? And that brought you here. You were here. You are the ones that were here earlier today as well, are you not?
Well, we did watch a bunch of cultists get killed by your werewolves, and we were wondering what was going on.
Well, you just said it yourselves. A bunch of cultists.
Do you
Sounds
protect
like
that?
a problem.
It was. Do you work for the mayor?
He kind of growls. No,
Maybe he is the mayor.
I am not the mayor.
I don't think he's the mayor.
Oh, I said that out loud.
The mayor wronged us.
He did.
He wronged you. What do you mean?
I was the first that he converted. We had a problem with a dragon that was in this place. I don't know how many moons ago. Many. The mayor turned me. They gathered us, me and others, and turned us himself.
Is he a werewolf too?
Not really.
That's rather vague.
He has this armor. We were all once guards at some point. Not all of us here, but those of us in the beginning. He left, and when he returned, he had this armor that was supposed to help him with the dragon problem. He had myself and some others go with him into the mayor's house. And, well, we let him convert us and change us.
So you'd be strong enough to fight the dragon?
He changed first into a werewolf in this armor. And so he was wearing it and changed. And he bit all of us. And we changed into werewolves. And I have not been able to change back. But the mayor can seemingly do it at will when he is in his armor. So he did that to some of us and sent us in to fight the dragon. And at the time we were willing, you know, we talked to him about not going back into town because we knew we would have scared our loved ones and possibly been attacked by them, and we didn't want that. Obviously we grew hungry. They fed us, the town did, thinking that it was tribute to the dragon. We were already paying tribute to the dragon, but some of it was being rationed out for us because we had this uncontrollable desire to eat meat. At the time, this land was beautiful. You know, it was kind of swampy, but you still had beautiful flowers and trees and everything. This was like a beautiful lake and river. And yeah, but we fought the dragon and lost a lot of men. Those of us who survived went back to the mayor's house. We stayed there in the basement. Some of us stayed in the attic where we could. The basement had some barracks where, you know, with bunk beds, and we were able to sleep there. You know, but he got more people to volunteer, and he, you know, many of these people were not ever trained properly in the guard. So we've got, untrained fighters that also then were on our side. And eventually the dragon managed to have its lizard folk and kobolds take his horde. They took the wagon that was used as well and retreated. I believe to the mountains east is what they say. We for a while did send patrols to find where this dragon went because we were concerned it was going to come back. And before you know it, the mayor stopped really giving us food and things like that. So, we protected the town from things, cultists, like you pointed out. We did raid farms for the livestock, but, when we would be attacked by farmers or guards or patrols or adventurers, we fought back. So we did what we could to survive. It's been pretty ugly out there, but we do what we can to survive.
Understandable. And the missing people?
You looking at him, and he kind of points around at all the other werewolves.
Lothgar takes a look around, and he goes, "Do you think this is some kind of curse?"
I don't know.
Would taking out the mayor help you at all?
I don't think so. So, the lanterns, when they were put in, the blue light keeps those of us in werewolf form from passing. It burns, and it will kill you if you get too close because you kind of get stuck.
What if we remove those candles for you?
Then we could go through, but yeah. There was one of our former members was a scholar, and he did have the ability to go back and forth. There are some of us who can, but the ones who can change back and forth do not come here. They're not like us. In fact, we are enemies with the ones that can transform. Some of the guard are still able to do both. We are the ones who are stuck in werewolf form out here.
Feeling.
And we cannot attack the mayor. When he is in that armor, he has a stronghold over us. It's like he can control us.
And if I understand correctly, he keeps bringing more people to be converted here?
Some have been able to join us, but that's only if they escape. I am not sure what happens to most. I believe they are killed. Maybe fed to his guards who can change.
This does make sense.
He has not brought anyone out to try and attack us at all.
Oh. Because they've been saying that the people have been trained to attack werewolves.
Yeah. He has not sent any of the guards out here to attack us. And when he has come out here, he comes out by himself.
Why does he come out?
Because we can't harm him in the armor.
That's what the boss told me.
Again, if we were to take him out, though, then you wouldn't have that control over you.
I don't believe it's him who has the control. I think it's the armor.
Yeah. What's he able to control you to do?
Anything. He commands us to do simple things and we can do it. He's come out and talked to us. It's been a while, but he's thanked us. He has brought us food occasionally. He does thank us for our service, but he's not doing anything to help us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he just wants us to know that he's still there.
That's not good. How long have you been like this?
I've been like this for a long time. At least 10 tributes. I would think maybe 11, but like I said, most don't come out here.
And so you're getting blamed for a lot of the things going down in town.
We get blamed for a lot of things. Everyone, upon seeing us, attacks on sight. We've tried to just steal food off of, traveling merchants without it harming them. They always try to attack us. Some in self-defense, it's, fight back. I can't control everyone's little detail. We tell our raids, to try to keep it as peaceful as possible. They try to be quiet and just steal. But with people being onto us,
I might be able to help in some way. And you said the armor is what does this, correct?
I believe so. The mayor's not a wizard. He has nothing that he could have done to the dragon before. He was just an inspiring leader for us beforehand. He commanded the respect of the town. And he did a great job, we thought. But I believe he's getting credit for something he did nothing with. He didn't do the work to get rid of the dragon. It was us. And that is why we etched into those walls the true story.
That explains.
Question for you. Did the mayor's attitude or his personality change when you started donning that armor?
Slowly over the years, his attitude changed. But no, he was fine for a long time. Again, he was very inspiring early on. We wanted to protect the town from the dragon. We knew in our human form we couldn't do anything. When he came back with the armor and showed us that he could change, we all thought, oh, it'd be so cool if we could do that. And then he told us he could help us do that. Some of us could change back and forth. Others couldn't. We were stuck in this form. I don't know why. And he sent all of us, even ones that could change back and forth, to fight the first time. And it did not go well for us. The town had to pay a really hefty tribute after that. And then the next time he really got more of us and built up a strong number of us. And we went and, what you see around is what has survived over the years. But there were only 20 of us who survived that first encounter. And there were about 80 of us then who attacked. So we're almost at about the strength we were then.
What did
Seems
you fight?
The dragon. It was a green
Oh,
dragon.
the dragon. The
Yes, a green dragon with kobolds and lizard men.
It seems a bit excessive to me.
Does.
But
And he left you like this?
yeah, and I told you we had one that was a scholar who could change back and forth, who did stay with us. He did go out and try to seek knowledge on possible ways to end this curse, or whatever you want to call it. He had heard that the wizard at Wolfheart might know of a way, and that the Wolfheart orb itself would be needed to reverse this, because this would require a great amount of magical power.
Thinking about this, DM, would I know if this is beyond the power of the standard remove curse spell?
So yeah, we had talked about this before.
Yeah.
Remove curse does not seem to work on them.
Okay.
There's some sort of ritual that is needed that the wizard of Wolfheart's Tower might know, according to this werewolf.
what happened to the wolf heart, to the orb? Didn't we collect some orb or hear about it? I have it in my notes, but I don't know what we did.
When
with it.
you guys went to Wolfheart Tower, there was a guy doing something. You guys kind of walked in because you had seen like this flash of light.
Right.
He told you that he believes he split himself, and the other half of him must be evil because it stole the Wolfheart orb and left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like part of his consciousness came out of him and
Right.
formed into another person just like him and took the orb.
Yep.
While he was powerless to do anything about it.
The orb was stolen from Wolfheart.
Something to be aware of as well is over the years, some of us have left and not returned, pursued a more independent life on their own.
Those were the ones who attacked us, most likely.
It's very common for us to be able to find packs of wolves that will take us in and treat us as their alpha.
Mm-hmm. Well, if the mayor is the mayor forcing you to kill civilians?
No.
Do you know what's causing the water to be polluted?
I believe it might have something to do with the curse of some sort.
The curse of the armor itself?
I believe so.
I don't know if I can remove that from the curse from the armor. If I can get close to it to experiment, I might be able to try something. The mayor will be back at his manor most likely by this evening. If we were able to somehow remove the torches around his home, would you be able to assist us in getting the armor from him?
It would depend. We might even be a liability if you take us in with you. Because he can tell us to do whatever, and we are compelled.
But what if
no
he's
one's
not
been
there?
able to resist it?
But what if we strike when he's not there? Like as in right now, when he's at the...
Good. I mean, he's got guards patrolling all
The
the
guards
time.
won't be much of a threat.
And there are many just like us inside.
Mhm.
I'm sure of it. I mean, I don't know why not.
Oh, trust me, the guards won't be a threat. As I start like flexing my muscles towards the werewolf.
You say that like you wouldn't be afraid of us.
Well, if I thought you were a threat, I would have attacked already.
Okay.
He's like a honey badger. He doesn't know what's his own good.
Okay.
You could have attacked us at any moment when we were coming up here, and you chose not to.
Could have. And it would have made very short work of you.
With the numbers you have, I completely agree.
He kind of holds his hand up and... Do you see these claws? And these teeth? I have tasted dragon flesh. And lived to tell.
What's it taste like?
It's tough. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I prefer more tenderloin. Like a good filet mignon or something.
It's not good. I'll tell you that.
I can imagine. Well, sounds like our best bet is to go ahead and head to the manor.
Are you going straight in there now?
I don't really know if we have much of a choice. The mayor's not there at the moment. He's in town.
I think this would be the best opportunity.
We have a tunnel that is connected there.
That might simplify things.
If you want to give me a few minutes, maybe overnight, I can have some of my guys here remove some of the stones that block it. Some of the roof kind of caved in on it a while back, and but this temple used to be attached to the manor. In fact, if the city was ever under attack, you could escape the manor to get here. If the temple ever got attacked, then you could escape back into the the manor. It was kind of a nice way to get in and out. Also was great for smuggling things at one time. When I was in the guard, the previous mayor used to do illegal activities before the dragon came, but we always used to talk about that. So,
And how long will that take?
just overnight, we should be able to clear the entranceway of the tunnel.
I'm not sure if the mayor will be back by then or not.
Tomorrow,
Does
he would be there.
he'd be at town? Or at the
No,
manor?
he'll be back at the manor. So he doesn't have a steady schedule. He kind of makes his own, but usually during the festival, he's in town for the daytime. They take the tributes back to the mayor's house, which happened this morning, and then he usually joins them. Oh, actually, he probably should have been there already.
So he's already back home.
I mean, normally he would be there.
Okay. Then the tunnel's probably our best bet. He wouldn't sleep in armor. If we could go ahead and strike at nighttime, that might be the best.
Yeah, I don't think he would sleep in armor either.
Yeah. Well, if we wait here for the evening and then strike the next evening, we should be able to get him outside of the armor where he can't control anyone.
Sure. That sounds fine. We can let you rest. There's plenty of straw and twigs and things back there that you can kind of, if you've got a blanket or something, it's actually quite comfortable if you lay on it if you need to.
Thank you. That'd be most appreciated.
And he kind of has someone show you behind. There's like another wall in the back. And if you go back, you see the floor of this whole back room is just covered with straw and hay. And it looks like this is where all of them sleep, just together.
I don't think we're going to need a fire tonight.
Oh, that will go out in a few minutes. I wouldn't worry about it.
No, I mean to try and stay warm. There'll be plenty of doggos. Well, I know it's not exactly hunting lycanthropes, Magnus, but if we're killing the real monster, I think that's the most important thing.
Never kill innocents.
Yes, it sounds like these people were tricked.
Something nefarious is going on, and I want to get to the bottom of it.
Well, then, for now, we should probably rest and wait.
All right. So you see and you hear a lot of you hear rocks like being thrown on top of other rocks. So lots of clanging of stone. And by the morning, in fact, it was probably kind of hard to sleep for some of you. Obviously, some of you might not have to sleep, so it doesn't matter.
I just took off my armor, like.
Come morning, they have stopped maybe a few hours beforehand. It is now morning, and the wolves obviously came in and curled up and slept, and it was cold all night long, but with the wolves all like side by side, and maybe if you guys were nestled in there, it got quite warm in this space. But the tops of you that weren't covered by anything definitely felt the cold air. Yeah, that is the tunnel over there. So when you guys are ready, you're more than welcome. We'll cover it back up when you go if you want, or we can leave it uncovered if you'd like.
Does he normally sleep during the night and is awake at day?
I do not know.
Probably make more sense if he was out partying all the night before for him to have rested at night.
All right, I say let's go.
Well, we probably want to attack him when he's not wearing the armor where he can control the wolves.
Well, it's nighttime, right?
No, it's morning.
Early morning.
Oh. Should we wait until evening then?
I think that's probably our best bet.
Okay.
If we're able to get him without the armor and then take the armor ourselves, he won't be able to control the wolves, and then our friends here can rush in and assist us in fighting the guards if necessary. Especially if there's anything even close to 20 or 30 of his own werewolves under his control there.
I guess we're waiting until the evening then.
Yep.
Is that going to be a problem, Magnus?
Not at all. It would be beneficial for everyone if he was not wearing his armor.
I think so. I'm going to go off and pray and think if there's any spells that might assist us. If you'll pardon me.
Of course.
And I'm gonna.
You see, actually, off to the side of the room, a little shrine. In fact, maybe it's a side room as you go off to pray. A room that you didn't notice before, but some of the stuff in it looks very familiar. Not necessarily because you know of the god, but some of the stuff might overlap with the god you're familiar with in your world. And it's definitely the god you've heard about here as Medea, god of life and harvest and things like that. In fact, it looks pretty welcoming for you to even pray in there.
Okay, I will go pray to Shantia there.
Yep.
And just change out some spells.
Yep, no problem. Anything else you guys want to do before diving down into the tunnel and going in?
Just going to sharpen my blades.
Okay. All right. So Black Trunk. This tunnel is not 9 feet tall.
Okay.
It's about 7 feet tall. It is not smooth, but like it's squared off for the most part. There are there are stone supports that have been like stacked up on the sides to make like pillars that kind of hold spots, and there's wood across the top. So every once in a while you would have to duck a little extra. So yeah, just so you know, so it's kind of cramped for you. In fact, anybody who's over 6 foot, you might get close to hitting your head on some of those beams. Just so you know.
That includes me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like around 6 foot, you're probably fine. It's more like if you're like 6'5", 6'6", you're probably going to have an issue, you know, where it's just going to be kind of tight. Now, the tunnels, for the most part, are about 5 to 10 feet wide. Again, it's not perfectly measured or anything like that. It's kind of rough, but it is mostly squared off kind of thing. And it is like a hard clay rather than dirt. You think this tunnel probably is 60 feet below the lowest point of the temple. So it's down in some hard clay and rocky type of terrain down here. Who's in the front?
Before we left, I was going to ask exactly what type of armor it is. Plate armor, chainmail.
Great question. Great question.
Oh, did we lose that 5 HP you gave us earlier? I'm assuming we do.
Yeah, but I'll give it back to you immediately anyway.
Okay.
So you find out the lead wolf's name is Thomas Harold, by the way, in this time that you're here. And he tells you it is chainmail.
Chainmail.
Yep.
Okay. And any distinguishing features about it?
Red shard or stone in the chest. Fur around the neck. You won't miss it. It has a wolf in the chest, and the eyes are the red stone behind it.
Okay. And being that we're going out at night, I'm wearing my cold weather clothing.
Okay.
The apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur.
Boots with the fur. Why not? That's what I do.
Make sure. When we
All
get
right.
under the castle, I'll cast locate object with the chainmail in mind, and it should help us find it.
Okay.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
So with that, what is your guys' marching order?
I guess I'll be in the front.
Lothgar in the front.
I'll be second.
Second. Okay. And you
I'll
have a
be-
torch lit, Lothgar?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to. I
Okay.
can't see in darkness.
Right.
Would you like me to help with that, Lothgar? You don't have to hold a torch if you want to hold a weapon instead.
May not be a bad idea, if you don't mind.
Not a problem. And I'll touch the weapon he chooses, and I will cast light on it.
Yeah, and I'll put out the torch.
Okay.
Save it for later. Yeah, that'd be on my great axe. Because why not?
Okay.
Perfect. You have a glowing great axe.
Perfect.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it on my great sword because I feel like no, the great axe would probably be better for how short it is because I can kind of control where it goes with the head.
Okay. All right. So you start making your way through the tunnel, Lothgar in the front. Probably is it Serene or is
Magnus.
I'm second.
Magnus? Okay. And Black Trunk is in the very back. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. So you start making your way through these tunnels that are pretty straight, but every now and then you come to like a corner and you turn and then turn again. And there are spots that are kind of caved in where you kind of have to walk over these chunky, chunks of dirt, like these little dirt mounds where the ceiling is kind of fallen in at some point. And that you actually come across a spot where it looks like the walls have caved in and opened to like a chasm at a turning point. And you can see, Black Trunk, you probably notice it right away that the ground is actually kind of damp in this area. The rest of you might not pick up on it because it's very subtle. But when you come around into this chasm area, you light it up and the ground has still water. And the walls look like they've had water from above, maybe from the swamp, running into here for some time. Not a lot, but there's also some sort of a, not a drain per se. There might be a drain of some sort, but the water looks like over in an area, it's a little lower than over on the one side. So maybe it's kind of going over that way and going down into something else. Do you want to walk over the dirt mound into the water, or do you want to try and stay on the dirt mound and traverse this area?
Try to do the dirt mound and traverse the area as opposed to going through the water because we know that the water there's something wrong with it.
Okay. All right, so everyone who tries to go along the dirt mound, please give me a dexterity save.
Oh, sweet. I get an advantage on those. Oh, thankfully, that was an advantage. Woo-hoo. 20.
All right, did everybody beat a 10?
Hold on, I gotta roll.
Yes.
I got 10 exactly.
Perfect, perfect.
Ooh, I made it with my -2. Nice.
Excellent.
14.
So you can feel the dirt is very, like, I shouldn't say dirt, but the clay and stuff is kind of slippery and slimy. And so as you're walking on it, you can feel that at times you almost slip and fall into the water. As you guys are looking around, what are your guys' passive perceptions?
23.
13.
13.
Okay.
14.
14. All right. So as you guys are walking into this room and you're like trying to stay comfortable on the dirt, the clay, the wet clay. Serene, you see above Lothgar is a massive spider on the ceiling. No webs, you just see this massive spider. And when I say massive, I'm saying like 20 feet wide, big ass, old honking apple bottom jeans ass of a spider. And and it drops down on top of Lothgar. Everyone roll for initiative.
Do you mind? Excuse me. Could you not do that? Oh, never mind.
And everybody is surprised except Serene.
Ooh.
15.
Do you have any additions to this roll?
And you can type it in the chat on the side.
Yeah, I just did that. Wait,
I rolled really poorly, so.
Oh, my numlock's.
Oh, I guess it's not that bad. I got a 10, so. Okay, so Magnus is looking like he's first. And I will go last. Lothgar and Black Trunk decide who's going to go first.
What's your
Lothgar.
dexterity?
Oh, my dexterity is 7.
Mine's a 13, so I probably go first.
Yeah.
How about that?
So Serene would go after Magnus. Okay. Black Trunk will go after Lothgar. I just want to say, quick plug for The Rod of Initiative by Brothers Forged. I love this thing. And I'm going to hold it up just because it's so great. This thing.
I was thinking about picking up one of those.
It's so great, actually. That one shows your characters.
Yeah.
If I can get it to show. I can't get it to show.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh,
there we go. Love this thing. All magnetic. So beautiful. Yeah, it's worth it. If you play D&D a lot or any RPG that has initiative, it is great. I love it. Even the head of it comes off. It's all magnetic.
Oh, that's cool.
So great. All right. So Magnus, it is surprise round, so you can't do anything. And you didn't see it because it was above your head. Serene, you are the only one that can do something this round other than the giant. And that's an understatement of a spider. You've seen giant spiders. This thing eats giant spiders for breakfast.
It's a thick spider. It's almost thick as thick as Serene.
Thick.
Almost as thick as Serene. Yes. Seeing the spider, she was going to go, Lothgar, look at... Oh, never mind. And she'll hold out her hand and light will radiate from her fingers and she will cast Guiding Bolt at the spider.
Okay.
That is a 17 plus
Hits.
9 to hit.
Okay. That'll hit.
That's 46 radiant for 12, 17, 20 radiant damage, and it is now glowing a dim light from it. And the next attack against it before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. It is its turn because Lothgar and Black Trunk do not get a chance to do anything. Lothgar. So this spider gets blasted as it lands on top of you. It starts glowing as it attacks you. It is biting you.
I got a 15 AC, by the way.
I have a 21 to hit. So I need a con save, by the way.
Con? Oh,
Yep.
nice.
Right off the bat, you take 6 points of regular damage.
22, by the way,
22.
for my
Okay.
con save.
You make the con save.
Okay.
You also take 10 points of poison damage.
60.
And that is all it can do. All right, Magnus, it is your turn at the top.
You said that was 10 points? On top
Yes,
of
10
that?
points of poison
Okay.
and 6 points of piercing.
Yep, got it. Thank you.
Yep.
I will I'll run over and pull my longsword off of my back. And I will take a swipe at it and then punch it in the face
Okay.
as a bonus action.
Okay.
With advantage.
Oh yeah, well then.
Oh yeah, the first attack. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, 26 to hit for the longsword,
That hits.
and then for the punch is 26.
Hits again.
So it's gonna take 5 plus 8, 16 points of damage.
All right. So yeah, you gouge into it. Some of its guts kind of come out a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And you then punch it. It is hard. Once you punch it, you realize this is a thick. It's got some thick shell around it. Definitely made a dent in it, but it's not. It's still holding up strong. Serene.
Yes. Just
You're about 10 feet behind this thing.
Yes, I'm not approaching it. It is a spider. Serene does not like spiders. We've established this. How's it looking? Is it looking like it's been roughed up a little bit?
Not really.
Not really? Nah,
It's looking fine. It's hurting, but it's looking fine. It's still around for the long haul.
Yep, Serene's gonna raise her right hand, the holy symbol of Shantia in it, and the rose petal on the holy amulet is going to open up. And right behind the spider, a bunch of rose petals are going to start spinning in circles, like a ring on top of each other. Then they're going to stop spinning, and all the rose petals' eyes are going to open up on all of them and look at the spider as I cast Spiritual Weapon, and then the Spiritual Weapon is going to attempt to whack the spider.
Okay.
Be not afraid, spider. 12 plus 9 is 21 to hit.
Hits.
12 points of damage, and then give me a dexterity saving throw as I then cast Sacred Flame.
$24.
That passes. And that will end her turn as she starts walking very quickly backwards the other way.
All right. Lothgar. By the way,
Well-
with your movement, give me a dex save.
Dex save, sure thing.
It's very slippery clay.
18.
You make it.
Okay, I'm going to rage, but I'm also going to frenzy rage,
Yep.
which allows me to
Advantage. Yep.
No, it allows me to do a bonus action attack for each of my
Oh,
turns.
is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, but I take a point of exhaustion at the end of my rage.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to swing at this thing first with my normal attack, which is 14 plus, what is that? 7. So yeah, 21 to hit.
Yep.
And then I'll just roll the other one too while I'm at it.
By the way, your
that's
spiritual weapon did make it look a little rough. Over there.
Oh, good.
so I just rolled a nat 20, so I'd roll to confirm.
It's max damage once, and then roll after that.
Okay, where the hell's my D12?
So D12, so it would be 12 plus your modifier, and then roll once.
So it'd be 12 plus 4, and then plus 9. So that'd be
25.
16, 25 for the one hit, and then the other one is a 11 plus 4, so it'd be 15.
To hit?
I know
Yes.
because I confirmed the hit on the other one because of the nat 20 I rolled.
Oh, you don't have to confirm your nat 20s.
Right. Yeah, no, that was just my second damage. So I rolled a 15 for my second damage because that was my first swing. I rolled for
Gotcha.
my
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you did 15
so
damage on
20
your
so
second hit?
20 yeah.
Okay. All right. It's looking rough. Like you just took a nice gouge out of it again. So 2 in a row of some pretty wicked gouges out of it. It's got this like almost slow dripping guts kind of coming out of it.
And I'm just gonna scream at it.
It almost looks like pus more than anything. All right, Black Trunk. You see Serene like move back behind you and almost slip into the water.
Why do spiders spin webs? Because they can't knit. Vicious mockery.
All right,
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. I love it.
How wise is a spider?
I only rolled a 9.
You take 3 psychic damage. Disadvantage on your next attack.
Okay.
That's going to be hopeful.
All right, Lothgar. It is going to bite you again at disadvantage. Plus 9. Okay, so 18, Lothgar. I rolled a 16 and a 9 on the die. Does a 16 hit you, Lothgar? Or I mean, what did I say? 9 plus 9
16.
is 18. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, it does. I had myself on mute. I didn't realize that.
Oh, okay. All right, so I need a con save.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you take 8 points of piercing damage. Oh, damn. And 10 points of poison damage.
Nice.
And what was your con save?
Would you say that? Did you say that was piercing damage on the first one?
The first one was. I don't remember.
Yeah, I
rolled.
do have I do
Resistance.
have resistance to
Yep.
piercing, so I don't know what that equals. It doesn't say specifically. It just
It's
says I have
half. It
resistance.
means half.
It's
the
half.
damage.
Okay,
round
so
down.
I only take 3 from that then. That's good.
Yep.
So it'll be at 34. Okay, I'm looking still pretty good.
Okay. What was your con save?
Sorry, that was a 22.
Oh, okay, you made it. All right. Yeah. It is now Magnus's turn. So this spider you see just keeps biting the barbarian in the front with no clothes. You see her pierces in this barbarian's skin, and this as the fangs of the spider come out, you can see a clear liquid drips off of its like fangs.
Oh, well. Spiders. I will bonus action rake my hand across my blade as I take. Please don't be a lot. I take 4 points of damage as my blade ignites on fire. And then I am going to swing at the spider.
Okay.
And that is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
So it will take 8 points of slashing damage, and it's not magical, by the way. And it will also take 1 point of fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of hear it sizzle as it cuts through and kind of quickly boils its pussy-looking guts for a second. And it is Serene's turn.
Wow, Magnus, that was really hot. She'll raise up her hand and go.
You can have inspiration for that one, Serene. You know what? And because you're giving me some stuff over there, Black Trunk, you can have inspiration as well for your vicious mockery.
Yeah, Serene's gonna raise her hand and go, "Oh, Earth Mother, why does this thing even have to exist? Get rid of it, please. Give me a dexterity saving throw. I'm casting Sacred Flame again."
Oh, yeah, 25.
She's too fast, but that's okay. The rose will now surround the spider and look at her with their eyes,
Okay.
and then start cutting into her flesh.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
That is for 8 plus 5 is 13 points of damage. Force damage.
Okay. So it just blasts the backside of this spider, and you can see it moves out of the sacred flame by like putting its body up, and then all of a sudden your rose petals hit it, and it kind of gets pushed to the side a little.
If we could kill
Lothgar.
this thing, please.
All right, swing away. Let's see here. Yeah, 25 to hit on my
Hits.
first swing.
Yep.
And then my bonus swing is going to be a 20.
Hits. So both hit.
First damage, 7 plus 4, so that's 11 points of damage. And then, there you go. 16 points of damage on the second hit.
All right. So the first hit, as you take this axe, you cut through, like right in the center of this spider, splitting it right through its mouth. And then your second one, when you hit, you chunk off like even like half of its face. And it just slumps over in the water. Its legs curl up, and it's clearly dead in the water. As it splashes in the water, you see skeletal bones kind of like from the water get like chopped, like knocked up and out of the water, and then they kind of fall back into the water.
And then I'm just going to scream with my barbarian scream again. "Rah!" And then start flexing.
So you guys are off to the left-hand side of this room, or this chasm. It's a pretty large room. It looks like there might be some sort of a tunnel up top that maybe the water has run down and cascaded down the walls. You can't really see what's up and in there. It's probably like 30 feet above your heads at this point. But the whole right side of the room looks like it's water, and it's probably about 40 feet wide. But straight ahead, if you stay on this like dirt path, it eventually picks up with the hallway again.
Okay. Well, the spider's dead, so it can't give me dex saves. I'm just going to keep shooting it with Sacred Flame until I'm satisfied that it is gone.
Okay.
Forever.
It keeps
Because,
blasting.
spider.
It
and
fails
I'm-
every save.
And then I'm going to cut off its fangs and take it with us.
Okay. They're pretty big. Like the fangs are probably a good.
I'll cinch.
3
I'll
feet
cinch it.
long.
I'll at least like cinch one of them onto the back of my bag or whatever, and
Okay.
then take it with us just in case.
Okay. So you have one of them then?
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be able to cinch two of them, depending on how large they are, wide around.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just take one.
Okay. All right. So you're able to do that, and are you just heading straight through the dirt path then, or so do you go into the water to cut off these fangs?
No, I'm gonna crawl on top of it and do it.
On its stomach?
Yeah.
So okay.
I
Okay.
will try to mold the earth because I can do that. Try to push it up.
Like from under the water?
Yeah, pull some of the dirt up if he's going to do that, so it's like above.
Yeah.
So it's like sitting on like a little island.
Yep. When you do that, it pulls up all sorts of like bones with it. And there's like rodent bones, like all sorts of like vermin type of bones here.
Okay.
Oh, hey, look at that. +1 plate armor right out of the water. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, there you go. Nope, nothing humanoid. It looks like all rodents.
It's +1 horse plate armor, of course.
It's barding.
Yeah.
+1 barding.
Look around to see any, because this thing, assume would have some kind of web. Is there any kind
There's
of thick
no
webbing?
web. So it looks like it must have been up in that tunnel, and it came down
Okay.
and attacked.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no webbing in this room at all. It looks like. It almost looks like whatever type of spider it is. It's like a hunter. Like it'll pounce on things.
Okay.
maybe there's some like not webbing, but something like webbing along this path, though. You know, like within the dirt or the clay. But it's very
Okay.
subtle, and most people would not notice it. Do you know what I mean? So maybe like how tarantulas kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, they have more webbing, but you know what I'm saying. It's not like they catch something in a web. It's more like just to alert them to then come out and pounce on it.
Okay.
All right. So you guys start walking again through the tunnel. You're able to get the fang. You can get both fangs. As you start coming through the tunnel, you wrap around and you see straight ahead. It actually looks like stone walls now. And about 15 feet ahead of you, it comes to a left turn. And when you come up to it and you turn left, you see straight ahead, looks like there's a hole in the ceiling that's about 20 feet in front of you. To the right looks like a door to a room, a wooden door. And this room is about 15 feet wide and 35 feet straight ahead before at the end, it opens to a 10-foot hallway on the right also. And we will end the session right there.
Okay.
So all of you guys watching, make sure you go check out Blackthorn's Apothecary on TikTok. Are you on Twitter still, or have you migrated to something else, Harold?
I mean, I'm still on Twitter. I don't use it, but I have it.
Right. So go check him out on TikTok. I'm still on Twitter, but I've now jumped to Hive, and I'm also on. Oh, I forget the other one now. It's all at you can see it in my my link tree or whatever it's called. Hive and Mastodon. I'm on both of those now, but I'm also still on Twitter. Even though they have like a huge security leak right now going on, because you know they fired all their security team, but
What?
still there as well for now until like they steal my information or something. Go check out BN Drake on YouTube. He streams all sorts of games. Really wonderful game master. You can see Joshua, who's playing Serene, over on his channel, doing some different games. And yeah, and you can also join our Discord where you can talk to most of these guys over there. I don't think everyone's in my Discord there, but you can go join my Discord and socialize with us over there. Once again, you can find that in my link tree if you're not there. With that, we will see you guys next time. Game on.